Hi guys, Jay Smith here, down at Bury Golf Range in Suffolk, and it's the last part 3 to the JPX919 Marathon from Mizuno. Now, I have done the 919 Hot Metals already. Pop on the channel, have a look one. If you haven't seen that one, pop it on it, have a look. And also the Forged. Again, channel, look, yeah. This is the last one. Now, normal circumstances, I would love to hit golf balls all day long, but I'll admit, I'm getting a little bit knackered now because I've done the hot metal, done the testing for that and the video, done the forged, done the testing for that, done the video, and now I'm on to these, so I could actually do with the rest. Anyway, the 919 Tour. Now I've got my phone with me because, bear in mind, there is so much stuff, and when it comes to the tech side, now there's less tech in this, obviously, being the Tour, than there is when it comes to the hot metal or the forged. And I will be doing a separate video on just the technology alone, just the tech involved in all these clubs, because if I put the tech stuff in every individual, it would just go on forever. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to stick to basics, like 3 different things: looks and design, the feel, and its performance, and then we'll rate it, give it an idea. I've got the 8, which is 38 degrees. I've got the 5, which is 27, which is more like standard. Yep. And then I've got the 3, which is absolutely pointless for me, to the point where I really don't think I'll even bother testing it. Because what's the 3? Let's have a look for a bit of fun. 21 degrees. Now, if you've seen my JPX919 Forge video of where I had the 4-iron, that was 22. And that was pointless, so I don't think I'll even bother with that. But it's nice to know that I've got it here anyway, because it does look lovely. It does look nice. It is very, very thin. Although I do think with the 3-iron, I can just see something slightly out the back. When it comes to the 5, can I see anything else out the back of the 5? Nope. And then of course nothing at all with the 8-iron. Now the 5, 8 and 3, all of them have got very, very, very thin top lines. Well, I say very thin, they look very, very thin. Thin soles, smallish blade lengths. It is a typical JPX900 Tour replacement for the 919. If anything, I need to go get the 900 Tours from the custom fitting studio, but they look actually slightly squattier, not so long in the blade length, but they do look very, very nice. I'm not going to go into the design aspect of it. We can do that in a different video because, yeah, it's well worth doing. But they are making the 919 Tours slightly more forgiving by moving CG around as best they can do, more forgiving than the old ones, and they would say slightly better performing. There is a limit to what you can do with a club this small. You can make it out of pixie dust, you can make it out of metal, you can make it out of plastic. It's still going to do what laws of physics within reason states is allowed. You can't bend the laws of physics. When it comes to the looks, I like the 900 Tours. They look lovely, and I think if anything the 91 lines look even nicer. Could I play these myself? Well, I could definitely play this in the pitching wedge up till around about 7. It's when it starts getting to 6, 5 and 4 pointless, the 6 and the 5, that's when even I look at it and I think, do you know what, do I want to really give up the extra little bit of help that a slightly more helpful iron will give? Golf's a game for enjoying, golf's a game for having fun, and golf's a game for trying to score as low as possible. Why would you handicap yourself by giving yourself a club which looks lovely, but then your bum's starting to pucker up, wondering if you're going to strike it or not? So I could definitely hit the 8-iron. I've hit some shots already just before coming out here, just to warm up. Just to get these warmed up, so I can actually tell you how they feel. And I'll tell you what, the 900s felt lovely. The 919s feel gorgeous. And they feel better than the 919 Forge, and I like them. So I would absolutely have to give these bang on 10 for feel, because they feel every bit as nice. I mean, I think my nicest feeling iron that I have tested in the last 6 months or so was probably the Apex MB from Callaway, and that's a blade. That's a proper blade, and this feels every bit as nice as that to hit. I would not have any problem whatsoever putting this in my bag. It looks gorgeous. There's bugger all offset on this thing. This is tiny. There is no offset on that whatsoever, even to a point of where the shaft and the leading edge are basically on the same line as each other. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous design club. Feel, yes. Looks, yes. Design, yes. Performance. We need to go hit this, don't we, on our GC2 HMT poorly quad, which is back getting fixed. But we've got the GC2 HMT, which is exactly the same, which just looks a bit more ugly. On my Game Boy Vice Pro, to see how premium balls work with these things, I am definitely going to hit the 8 iron. I am definitely going to hit the 5 iron to give you data on how these things perform with the lofts that it's got. But I may not be doing anything with that 3, because that 3 just scares me. So you guys, yeah. So right, let's go hit some. Let's go hit a bunch of shots and come back and we'll tell you how they perform. Right guys, had a bash. Had a few bashes actually, and yes, I did do the 8 iron at 38 degrees and I did the 5 iron at 27. I did not, however, do the 3 iron because I started to hit that and worked out very, very quickly that it was absolutely pointless. It doesn't go high enough, doesn't descend anywhere near what I'd like it. It carries about 210, give or take, like that, but it's no good. Because I could not do anything into a green with that whatsoever. I would much rather hit a hybrid to hit that distance, and at least I know the hybrid's going to come in and stop. Completely different design. That 3 iron is for someone who gives it an absolute belt, which is not me. Yeah, you're going to have swing speeds of over 100 miles an hour with that kid there to be able to deliver anything which is going to be functional. Anyway, 8 iron, let's go ball data first, 108. So for a 38 degree, quite healthy. 21.5 degree launch, tiny little draws. Again, this is what I normally do when it comes to these kind of 8 irons, when the ball position is like middle-ish. 6.2 spin. That's the only thing I was a little bit sort of, say, concerned about. It wasn't spinning like I thought it was going to. I mean, a 38 degree 8 iron is basically a old school, within reason, within 1 or so degrees, an old school 8 iron. So I was expecting this to spin a lot higher. Don't know. On average, it was up there at 31 peak height. Again, it seems to be a very uniform thing with the JPX919 family, that they're all kind of doing a very, very similar thing. They kind of blend very, very well. And I think you could do, if you don't mind having some weird numbers at certain times, you could very, very, very easily blend a set of pitch and wedge to 8 to 7 iron or something in the tours, and then go into the forge. And if you're into a forge to start with, you could then go into the hot metals afterwards. I love the idea of what Mizuno are doing to try and be able to move around, and I think you can move around lofts as well. So if you want to tweak them a little bit, you can do that in custom fitting. Well worth, obviously, you getting custom fitted, have to. But yeah, so peak height in 131, 147 average. Bearing in mind my worst one was 140 and my best one was 151, but that's when I went left, that pulley long left one. But still, it's good. You're looking at what, 10 yards on that many shots. I would take that all day long. Average of 1.8 yards left and 47.4 degrees descent angle. Lovely, lovely descent angle. It's going to stop. Club head speed 86 miles an hour. Down again, 5.8 degrees down, which is getting less, as you can see, as I go up clubs, down clubs, whichever way you want to look at it. Little draws. Lie angle was actually, interestingly enough, not far off, which surprised me. But how I was delivering the 8. 29.3 degrees of dynamic, 38 degrees, remember. So we're looking at nearly 9 degrees again, taken off. 0 mil center, 1 mil low on average. So bang on average. However, you can see by my strikes, you can see there, they're not exactly spot on. On average they're right, but not gross. You can see they move about. If you go by the strikes page, you can see they move about. They do move about. You've got moving around there, and that would have more to do with the distance difference. So if I go over to the distance difference, I've got that 10 yards there. My club head speed moves around a little bit. I had one in there which was a poor one, 84, but they're all a give or take. We had a couple there. For some reason I popped up at 90 miles an hour. Well, I got a little bit carried away, went back to me normal full speed swing. But you can see, yeah, at the end of the day, it feels gorgeous to hit. Absolutely gorgeous to hit. So let's go to the 5-iron, which is now more modern day 6-iron on a normal idea. 91 miles an hour clubhead speed. Yes, you can see I'm normally sort of 94. I'm dropping 3 miles an hour, give or take. 3 degrees down, so you can now see that my attack angle is now being shallowed out. Tiny little draw now, tiny little one. I think actually on my face to path was average 0.3 open, but we're talking tiny amounts. I mean, club lie is 0. Sod all, nothing. But 22.2 degrees dynamic loft delivered on a 27 degree. But remember, it's not some. I'm delivering more loft in comparison. Obviously, the 8-iron was 9 degrees less. The 5-iron is only 5 degrees less because I'm pushing the ball position further forward. So I'm going to be juicing slightly different. But I mean, 3 mil hill, 3 mil low on average is pretty good. But again, you go by the strikes. If I just select that and go by the strikes, you can see, actually, to be fair, my groupings on a 5-iron are pretty good. They're not bad whatsoever. It's just more to do with the fact that it's. Let's go back to the ball data. For me, this is just functional. It's 184 total carry. Yeah, on average. Now I move from 189, my longest one, down to 178. Yeah, that's 11 yards. Again, it's performing brilliantly well. I mean, this is it forgiving? No. If you're going to be mashing this off the toe or the heel, you're really going to feel it. But if you're in and around the sweet spot, the effective sweet spot, it's going to be pretty good, and your own face to path then is going to make more difference than anything else. But this club in this design, the bladed design, for me is just functional. It's going up 32 and peaking at 32, but coming down at 44.8, so basically 45 degrees. It's that 45 degrees number that you do not really want to go less than that. As soon as you go less than that, you get the skid and jump on X amount. We don't know if it's going to then roll on 5 or 20 yards, depending on that descent angle. But this for me is just functional. I would not go to this because I want to be in my normal shot for this kind of distance. I want to be somewhere where I'm going to be fine functional, but I can then still move the flight and still be functional, or even then move it up even higher. I'm at borderline with this, but because of my speed, if I start swinging faster, so you guys out there that swing really quick, you might get on really well with these tools, and that 3-iron is going to stay on the floor because that's not being hit anymore. That's just ridiculous. It's gorgeous looking. These clubs are gorgeous clubs. They really are. Mizuno have outdone themselves when it comes to the physical look of these clubs. I cannot stress enough the family, considering you're going from blade, forgiving blade if you want to call it that, but it's basically a blade, to a game improvement club and the blend in between. Mizuno have done an absolutely amazing job at making them look as good as they possibly can do within their own brackets, feel as good as they possibly can do, considering, especially with the game improvement, the hot metal. The hot metals generally, the game improvement iron, they don't normally feel that great, but all the family feel as good as they possibly can do. Mizuno are just scoring 9s to 10s in everything on this. I can see I can't really see the 919s really doing too much because they are a very specific type of golfer, but I can definitely see the 919 forged and the hot metals doing very well for Mizuno this next 2 years, because again they run over 2 years. But yeah, so anyway, hope you liked the video. Hope you got from that what is functional, what isn't functional, what kind of golfer you're going to have to be to make these tours work for you, how forgiving they are, but how you move around the face. That's why we have all the GC2 HMT data, the head measuring technology, so you can see what I'm doing, rather than just hitting some shots and going, yeah, it does this, without me showing you all the data. So you can't ever make a conclusion on something without actually knowing all the data. I give all the data out there, chuck it out there, so you can freeze frame if you want, you can study it, I don't mind. So hope you liked it. Stick that little clicky tick thing, go on, click on it. helps the channel. Also, by the side of me, it's going to be a subscribe button. Click on that one. Also, a little bell icon lets you know when I have uploaded another video. So I've got a lot of editing to do now. So yeah, hope you liked it, and then we'll see you again soon.